Adaptivities every day. Adaptivities, adapt and play. You can play with a friend, so much fun till the end. So come, let's start today. Adaptivities, adaptivities, adaptivities.
Welcome back to Adaptivities, and today we have a special interview. I am here with Miss Tiffany Collins, and she is Kyle's mom, who you've seen on previous interviews for Madeline Monday, and we're here to talk to her about something she started called Kyle's Art for Autism World. So let's welcome Tiffany.
Hi everyone.
So Tiffany, you have Kyle, and Kyle is uberly creative, okay?
Yes.
He can make something out of nothing.
Yes.
Which I find so hilarious and so cute, because I was like that. I was making my own. We couldn't afford a lot of toys, so I would make my own toys and play things, and actually had an invisible friend. So, so I totally love any kid that can make something out of nothing.
Right.
But you found out he has autism when exactly?
I found out he had autism around like 4.5.
Okay.
5 years old.
Okay, and what were the signs for you? Did somebody tell you? You kind of knew it from?
Originally, he was going to like a home daycare provider at the age of like 2.5, 3, and she was like, "Oh, well, I think that he's showing some signs of autism." And I was like, "Well, you think so?" And I was like, "No." But as he started to get older, I did like start to recognize some of the signs. So it was just like that lack of communication. Like he started to speak at a really late age. Like he didn't really start, like I didn't really start to understand what he was actually saying till like the age of like 4 or 5. So that was like one of the signs too. And just like the poor social interactions, not being able to understand the difference when things are like safe and not like just not having limits on certain things. So yeah.
Okay. And so when did, because some kids know and some kids don't know. Kyle just found out. He figured out something is not quite right with either his peers or himself. And can you tell a story about how that kind of happened?
Right.
When you found out?
So one day we were just like in the park in the neighborhood, and like some of the kids were kind of mean to him, and we got back home, and he like just kind of asked a question like, "Mom, am I normal?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Of course you're normal," you know. And he was like, "Well, why do kids treat me different?" And I was just trying to explain to him that he has autism, and he was like, "Well, what is that?" And I was like, "Well, your brain just processes information differently, and then sometimes the way that you interact with people may seem a little bit different." So just explaining that to him, I think now he's able to kind of like process information a little bit more. So now he understands that he's different, but also that he's just a normal kid too.
Okay, and so because of him being autistic and because of his great art that he does, you started Kyle's art. And so why did this come about, Kyle's Art for Autism?
It kind of came about because Kyle has like this really like huge imagination, and I wanted to help him feel empowered, but also empower other people, and just like bring kids together that have autism and kids that don't have autism, kind of, because art is one of those things that no two artists is going to paint the same picture. And that's kind of like what autism is, and I wanted him to have that freedom to show people and to bring other people into it. So because Kyle can pipe cleaners, tape, toothpicks, anything that he kind of finds around the house, he can kind of make art into it. So I just wanted to empower him and to encourage him to continue with that creativity, because in this day and era, like kids don't use their imagination. It's like taken over by like computers, video games. So I wanted to keep that part of his imagination going.
Okay, cool. And so it says the motto is helping children paint the world differently, which I love.
Oh,
really cool.
Thank you.
So you recently had an event. So what did that look like? What was your event like?
The event, we had the event back in June. Originally, we were trying to do it for autism earlier, but we didn't get that opportunity. And the event was set up like a station, so kids would come in, and we had canvas painting art, we had Play-Doh art, a lot of those activities that are geared more towards like the gross and fine motor skills. So we had a photo booth, face painting. We have different activities for the kids to do. So so our kiddos with autism, sometimes their attention span, and then like just because of like some maybe sensitive to touch, I try to make sure that all the activities are something that each child could do at their own leisure, at their own pace, without feeling stressed or
That's awesome. Okay, so basically this is going to have, so you're going to have this a couple times at different events.
Yes.
So this was your first one. So do you plan on having a second one?
Yes, I plan on having a second one towards it, like definitely for April 2019. I'm thinking, I don't know about this exactly when this year, but it'll be up and coming pretty soon. Okay, cool.
And so is this for just kids with autism? Is it for younger kids, older kids, adults? What is the...
Originally we opened the event up to kids ages 6 to 12. I was trying to keep it around Kyle's age, but it is open to all kids with autism and our kids that don't have autism, so they can kind of understand and see and embrace, because a lot of times that's the issue with autism, like those social interactions. So I want Kyle to be able not to only interact with kids that have autism, but kids that don't have autism, and to see that they do have things in common, because most kids do, like, there is some sense of creativity inside of each child. So getting them to create some type of art projects together, but also to socially interact with each other, and also for parents too, to kind of like mingle.
So it can be the family and the siblings too. Okay. And so it's an inclusion thing.
Yes.
Yes. And so this is great. This is actually a Sprout notebook, but it's really, really cool. And I just want to show you a picture that Kyle did, which is fantastic. And his wonderful mom made this into actually a notepad. And I love how he has different textures and tones. And then this is actually another Sprout notebook. And when you come to the event, you actually get a t-shirt, or you can actually buy the t-shirt actually too. And a t-shirt looks something like this. And I think it's really cool too.
Thank you.
I love the logo.
Thank you.
Very cool. And so I know you have a fan page on Facebook.
Yes.
And so if you want to contact Miss Tiffany, you can contact her on the Facebook page. We'll put the link up in the description box below. And if you have any questions for her also, you can put that in the comment section below as well. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you.
And that'll be it. Thanks you. And we'll see you next time with Adaptivities. Bye.
Thanks for watching another episode of Madeline Monday. Please subscribe and tune in next week for a new episode.